You can change who you are at your core. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to go about doing that in the most effective way possible. Let's get right into it. On one side, you can change who you are in an instant, like this. I am no longer this person. I am now that person. An example of this are affirmations. There's a lot of speaking in the personal development space about affirmations. I am a businessman. I am financially intelligent. I do exercise every day. I make things happen. I push my limits. This is who I am at my core. And I have $1 million and I will. Those are more decisions than lies that you eventually begin to believe at some point in the future that you basically are just delusional about in the beginning. Affirmations, when you don't believe it, actually don't work and kind of work against you. But the moment you actually use affirmations in order for you to change your behavior as a decision-making process of I will until I do this thing, and then your behavior actually changes, that's when affirmations actually begin to have power and positive power, and you begin to have personal momentum towards becoming a different you. That is the power of affirmations. But it needs to be used as a decision-making process that you are no longer the person that got mediocre or lousy results. You are now a person that gets fantastic results because your behaviors, your thought processes, your words, especially those that you speak to yourself, has now changed. And they change forever because you will not return to your vomit and do the things that the old you used to do. You don't want to go back there. So as a result, you will move in the correct direction of becoming you 2.0. Everything is environmental. We all start out as feminine creatures. And as men, we have a duty and a responsibility and an obligation to become masculine. Masculine leadership is our birthright and what we are striving towards on a continuous basis. You were designed for that. And how does it come about? There's 3 different things. Born this way, raised this way, and chose this way. And all of those 3 are environmental, which means that they can be changed. And preferably, you will create an amazing born this way environment for your next generation, your kids in the future. You, on the other hand, probably had a little bit not as favorable situation as your future legacy is going to have. Am I right? So if you go back and look at your circumstance, this is the environment that you were born in. I was born in an environment, 90% of the time, most people are born to not so wealthy parents, right? A lack of resources and maybe not the greatest parents, maybe half of the time divorced. Like there's a lot of crappy circumstances that people have had growing up. That was the environment you had as you were born. Does that mean that you have to continue your entire lifespan as a result of born this way? No, you can change that up. Hopefully your parents changed it up over time because they were on a personal development journey of moving towards truth and trying to figure out life and trying to teach you the best that they could. If they did that, then you had a growth spurt during that time of personal development as well because you were following their leadership. So that is raised this way that created an environment. Now, hopefully they protected you and shielded you from bad friends because friends eventually become part of raised this way environment. At some point in time when I was 14, I was around bad friends that had a bad significance on me and my thinking. Fortunately, I had a teacher of all things at school that helped me to figure out, hey, Joe, what are you doing with your life? You have so much potential and you're throwing it all away. Because of these guys? Really? Like, where are they gonna go? You know, no offense to those guys. But I was a little bit different and he could see it in me. And so as a result, that's when I I got it. He helped me to see that vision. Hopefully I can do that for you as well, in helping you understand that you don't have to succumb to having been raised this way. Now it's kind of cementing. You were born this way, you were raised this way, and it's cementing who you are. Are you going to remain that person? Are you going to be the 45-year-old who says it's too late for me? Like, there's no point of I did it anymore. I had a dude that commented that on my Instagram the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I wasn't born in that environment. And I didn't have that raised that way environment either as he did. Because I would have been screwed. Fortunately, I've been blessed to have been born in my environment, raised in my environment, and I had the opportunity of being surrounded by amazing people that allowed me to choose this way, to choose who I want to be, to determine myself. This is what I want for my life, and I will settle for no less. And I'm fired up and excited about the potentials of what I can do with my life and what I can do for others. Chose this way is the most important, because the two others are part of the past. It is irrelevant what has happened in your past, because today is a new day. 2025 is a new year. You can change your self-image of who you are moving from today. That doesn't mean that bad habits don't die hard. You're going to struggle, just like you've struggled before. But the stronger decision you make, the less of a struggle you're going to have. The more of a decision you make to become you 2.0, the less of a struggle you're going to have. Because most of the time, the thing that's preventing us from getting to where we want to go is the lack of decision, of cutting off all other options. Because we want to hold on to all the crap that we've had in the past. You can't hold on to all you've got in the past. Because everything that you've gotten in the past, or everything that you enjoyed in the past, has given you the life you've got right now. I mean, so if you're saying, hey, I love my life, I don't know what you're talking about, I want to stay right here, why are you still watching this video? Because you want something more. So if you do want something more, you got to change something. In order to change something, you got to get rid of what you don't want, which is pretty much everything, in order to get the things that you do want. Some things have to go. And the most important thing is the environmental stuff. Now, I mentioned everything is environmental, right? So what is it that Chose This Way is about? It's about the input that goes inside your brain. Because it's the things that influence you that make you who you are. Because the things that influence you influence what you do. And you are what you repeatedly do. What is your environment? What is your input? Your input is always going to be the people that are talking to you and sharing their life philosophies with you. And most of those life philosophies do not work. In fact, the probabilities that the person you're talking to, that they have an amazing life philosophy, one that you can subscribe to and say, yes, the probabilities that you have those people in your life the vast majority of the time, and they're continuously talking to you, is extremely slim, extremely low. Because you haven't hand-picked those people. You're just going about your life, hoping for the best, winging it. But then you have to at some point become intentional about who you spend time with, who you listen to, whose opinion you should care about. Family, friends, yeah, in some cases co-workers as well, although you need to keep that job. Because you don't want to be desperate and needy in business. You need to keep a job in order for you to succeed in business. That's what we recommend. So you need to get rid of all the other negative people because you got a lot of them. But eventually you will succeed if you change the environment. Like a shark needs a bigger, aquarium in order for them to grow, or else they remain a puny little shark that's not really big. Their environment changes, they change. If you want to change, your environment has to change. At the end of the day, it is your habits that make you who you are. Are you doing 100 DMs a day if sales is your business? If you're not, what are you? Are you a business owner? If you're a YouTuber, are you making 2 videos every single week, no matter what, and improving every single video? If you're not doing that habitually, are you really a YouTuber? You have to choose to become the person that you want to become. You want to do the exact same habits that they've got. Success is not that hard when you've got the correct habits. But those habits are not in place because your thoughts are not in the right place, your words are not in the right place, and you're not taking any action to install these habits into your life. This is why you remain in the same environment that you've been remaining in for the past few years or decades. But at some point, things need to change. And I know that you can make that change. It's a decision away. Decision stands for cutting. It's scissors, right? You cut everything off that does not assist you to move towards the brighter day when you are financially free, free from a 9-to-5, free from a boss, having location freedom, and having the ability from now on, moving forward, to make as much money as you want because of your amazing service to the world. This is how success works. And the more you climb that social ladder, the better your friends become. And eventually your family will be like, man, I always knew you could do it. But if for a period of time, you kind of have to distance yourself a little bit from them. Unfortunately or fortunately, because it's going to give you your dreams in the end if you actually stick with the correct habits. You are what you repeatedly do. And if you've got individuals in your life that are stopping you from repeatedly doing the things that you must do to become successful, they have to go. I'm excited for you to make progress. Let's make progress together and fulfill everyone's dreams on this planet. We can make it happen. You and me. Let's go. Talk to you soon.